everyone, I hope you're all doing well today. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how to attach the cap frame to the Happy Japan HCU embroidery machine. In today's video I'm going to show you how to attach this cap driver to this embroidery machine. I'm not going to be showing you how to embroider onto the actual cap today. I'm going to save that for a separate video. So today is just the setup of the cap frame. So this funny looking torture device is the cap driver for the HCU. If you followed along with my previous videos, you'll already know that I also own two 12 needle Happy Japan embroidery machines. The cap driver for those embroidery machines is different than the driver for the HCU. I prefer the HCU's cap driver as there is a lot less free movement, making it much more stable to hold and therefore easier for me to fit onto my embroidery machine. They've also removed a lot of additional setup steps with the new setup system, which just make the process of setting up the cap frame so much more user-friendly, as I'm going to demonstrate in this video. At the start of the day, I was embroidering on one of the jackets available in my store to purchase, but now I want to remove the tubular hoop. There are two arms on either side of the hoop that hold it in place. These need to be removed. The arms slide off completely, and make sure you hold on to the black screws because you will need them later to attach your cap frame. If this is your first time detaching the tubular arms, it's also worth making a note where you removed the arms from so you know where to reattach them when the time comes. Next, make sure that point B is lined up with the plus on the HCU. This means that the arm is central. If your embroidery machine is off, you can do this by manually moving the pantograph, or if it is on, in the frames menu, click P center to center your logo. And then you can slide the cap driver over the embroidery arm. That screw slides into one of the notches. You can see at the back that the yellow label is marked with a hat, and that is where you fit the cap driver. And once it is in place, you can start securing the cap frame using the black screws that we took out earlier. I find it helps to lift the cap driver a little so that it's sitting flush against that metal bar with all the notches, as this makes it easier to fix into place. I only partially tighten the screws. I don't fully tighten them all the way while I'm fixing the cap driver into place, as I find allowing a little wriggle room makes it easier to make sure that the cap driver is aligned. There are 4 screws in total that need to be tightened. The 2 at the bottom are already fixed to the cap driver, so unlike the ones above, you're not at risk of losing these if you put them down somewhere. Once I have partially tightened the 4 screws, I then go around again, tightening them as much as I physically can. I want them to be as tight as possible to reduce any movement in the cap frame when I am embroidering on my hats, in order to reduce the likelihood of registration issues. On my 12 needle embroidery machines, the HCS2s, you have to change the needle plate for one with a raised part in the middle. On the HCU, you don't have to do this. Another time-saving feature on the HCU compared to the HCS2 is that you no longer have to physically adjust the presser feet. This is now digitally built within the HCU, and I'll talk more about that later and why you need to do it. Then the time comes to turn the embroidery machine on. I'm sorry the footage is a little hard to see because it was a bright day and there's a lot of reflection. Before hitting next, we need to tell the embroidery machine that we are using our cap driver. Select the cap driver icon and then press set. Immediately the machine checks that I've removed the frame arms, which we have, and then it's informing me that the current design is too large for the cap frame, and we're going to change that now. So I hit next, and the cap driver will calibrate. And as you can see, the previous design I was embroidering was far too large for the cap driver hoop, so now I'm going to select a smaller design. I'm going to embroider my own pink bird logo on the hat, and as I've selected it, once it loads up, you can see that the machine automatically flips the design upside down, which is the appropriate position for embroidering on this cap. As I mentioned previously, you no longer have to adjust the height of the presser feet with a screwdriver because there is an option to do it digitally on the HCU. Compared to standard tubular or flat embroidery, it's ideal to raise the height of the presser foot a little bit for hats to stop the foot coming down as low and compressing the material. By preventing this compression, it stops your designs from distorting. The difference might look subtle, but it has an impact. And that is your cap frame set up and ready to use. In the next video, I will be showing you how to hoop up your hat and also how to position logos on the hat for embroidering. And once that video is uploaded, I will be posting the link to it down below. Until then, I hope you enjoyed this video and thank you for watching.